Hi, my name's John. I'm the lead pastor at Grace Life. Welcome to another sermon summary, and welcome to Advent. This is a time of the year where we look back on the advent, the coming, the arrival of Jesus. Now, Advent means arrival, and I looked up a definition in the dictionary, and here's what it says. The coming or arrival of something or someone that is important or worthy of note. So let's just check this out. We have God coming in the flesh, living a sinless life, tried and crucified as a criminal, only to rise from the dead, forgiving sin and providing forgiveness. That's worthy of note, isn't it? That's why we celebrate Advent at Christmas time. So the first Advent was marked by confusion, misunderstanding, and some irony. So this baby in the manger, he is actually mighty God, not just a symbol of God, but he is mighty God. And he's born in a time when Roman emperors, they think they're God. This baby in the manger is the Prince of Peace, and he's born in a time of violence and corruption. This baby in the manger is the light of the world, and he's born in a time of spiritual darkness, right? So Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6 is a classic Advent verse. For to us a child is born, to us a son is given. The government shall be on his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. But it wasn't easy to figure out. The Jews, they had expectations. They had expectations of the Messiah, and they weren't that the Messiah would be hung on a tree and crucified on a cross. So Isaiah 53 frames a bit of misunderstanding for the Jews, because the Jews expected their Messiah to eradicate the griefs and sorrows, not to bear their griefs and sorrows. The Jews expected their Messiah to pierce other pagan nations, not to be pierced for the Jewish transgressions. The Jews expected their Messiah to crush Rome and her iniquities, not to be crushed for their iniquities, partly because they don't think they have iniquities, but you get the misunderstanding. The Jews expected their Messiah to be a lion to ravage and destroy Rome, not to be led away silently, willingly, like a lamb to be killed. So the Jews missed the Messiah. The Gentiles, many of them missed the Messiah too, because in the Roman world they value power, and they're thinking, well, if he could have saved himself, he would have saved himself, but he didn't save himself, so he couldn't save himself, right? So they despise the cross, and the Gentiles look at Jesus and say, well, he has neither the wit nor the power to save himself. Why would I worship him? All of this goes back to the statement that the cross is a stumbling block. That was unexpected. The way Jesus enters humanity as a baby, that's unexpected. And the way Jesus leaves humanity on the cross, that's unexpected. Most people missed it. If you look at the Gospel of Mark, in his gospel, his family thinks Jesus is crazy. His disciples run away. The religious leaders want to kill Jesus, right? Only in the Gospel of Mark, the wrong people figure it out. The demons say, "You are the Son of God." I think that's ironic because the religious leaders can't figure that out. You've got a Syro-Phoenician woman who's a woman from pagan Phoenicia. She figures it out. And at the end of the Gospel of Mark, a Roman centurion says, "You are the Son of God." Well, he's not the only one that's confused. John the Baptist is confused. In Matthew 11, check this verse out. Now when John heard in prison about the deeds of the Christ, he sent word by his disciples, and he said to Jesus, "Are you the one who is to come, or should we look for another?" Now look at that again. Where was John the Baptist? He's in prison. So there's no thought process that John has that as a result of following the Messiah he's expecting would land him in jail. So it's all wrong to John the Baptist. He's like, I'm in jail. Who are you? Are you the Messiah? Because you don't look like the Messiah we're expecting. Should we look for somebody else? Because the other guy we're looking for is probably going to come with power, and I'm not going to be in jail. So you can see these expectations all throughout the New Testament. And finally, to end here, Jesus is not confused. Jesus points John the Baptist and others to the work he's been doing. He says, "The Spirit of the Lord is on me because he's anointed me to proclaim good news to the poor," that's spiritual good news. "He has sent me to proclaim liberty to the captives," that's spiritual captives. "To recover sight to the blind," that's spiritual blindness like the Pharisees have, but they don't admit it. "And to set at liberty those who are oppressed," spiritual oppression. Basically, Jesus is saying, I am mighty God, and although I don't meet your expectations, I meet the expectations of Isaiah and my Father, and that's good enough for him. and that's good enough for me. So I hope you can look at your expectations this Christmas. Maybe you have expectations of a gift or giving a gift, and if those go sideways, I hope you'll roll with it in a gracious manner, but really focus on Jesus and the expectation we have of him as Messiah, true, mighty God, as a baby in the manger, and I hope you enjoy worshiping him this Advent season. Thanks.